what I would love to see though, I mean, I think you guys just have such an incredible story. That's just one media mention. You know, you have a story, you've changed lives. So what is it, you know, for you, what would ideally, you know, have you guys ever done PR? Have you thought about taking your story broader?
Wait, I had no idea this could be easy. No, I would love to get more of those, like the Huffington Post articles, and I see all of these ads of the big brands, and we're just trying to make our way up, but sounds like you can help me in some way.
So what are some questions Mary can ask that raises the need in Becca for her PR, you know, services? Anybody? What's a question? Yeah.
No, it's not up to you, right? So,
Well, remember that if you look on the website, these guys have been on CNN. You know, they got the top 10 hero award. They were one of the top 10 heroes of CNN. Becca understands that's not a sustained
So I have one.
impression. So throw out some question that makes Becca say, my need is bigger than I even thought. That's what we want to think about now. What question can you ask so that Becca will go, oh gosh, maybe I need this more than I even thought?
Did you notice how when you guys were featured on CNN, you got this sort of huge surge of business and all sorts of excitement, but then it just kind of went away and fell flat really quickly?
We did notice that we've been getting a lot of attention, and we noticed that we're getting a lot of activities, but it didn't really quantify.
So I can help with that. I can help with that. That day, they sold $100,000.
Okay.
And then, I mean, in that day and a couple days afterwards, and then it came right down. Just like you can say to her, that, yes.
Yes, absolutely, but I don't know how we can sustain that, so.
And so have you thought about, have you looked at the PR retainers for actually hiring a service to do it for you?
To be honest, I have no experience with this, and I'm looking for help.
So I think, you know, for most nonprofits, it's actually why this course was born, because a lot of nonprofits and small business owners, you know, simply don't have the budgets for $5,000 a month publicity rate retainer, $10,000, $12,000 a month publicity retainer on a 6-month minimum contract with no guarantees, because publicity
So
isn't
could you
guaranteed.
repeat the
Okay,
cost again?
hang on guys, just for a second. What questions can she ask that will make her need go up? Really try to be really focused on that. Stay with it, please. Yes, Troy.
At the point when the sales went down, I would say, well, how did that make you feel when the sales went down?
Okay, great one. What else? Is someone in your group taking these notes? Or you got it? Okay. Yeah, Tucker.
Wouldn't you like that business, would you like that to be sustainable? The experience you encountered when the CNN ads ran, wouldn't you like to have that as a sustainable feature of your business?
Is that making you feel like, okay, I need it a little more?
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Another question. Yes?
Something about like the compelling vision of maybe how you've helped other clients, you know, maybe in a similar situation.
Okay, we're gonna go there in just a second. Let's exhaust our ideas for the questions, and then you're right, that's where we gotta go. Yeah, sure, you can say one.
Until this point, I don't know that Mary is trying to sell me something. She's just a connection from the class, and we're talking about the Huffington Post article she's making. But I don't have the expectation that I will be asked to pay something.
And we don't want her to ask you, we want you to ask her. So that's what we're going for, exactly that. Yeah, Billy.
How did that feel when sales went up and then the next day it went back down again?
Okay. Great. Yes.
How important is sustained PR for your repeat buy?
Or how important is sustained bursts in selling? You know, spikes in selling, you know. Yes, and that you get from PR or something relating it, that's great. Yes. What other questions? I mean, really, with these exercises, it's like, let's exhaust every possible idea.
Why do you think the sales went down so quickly?
Okay, great. Yes.
At this point, I would ask what those results meant to what those results meant to the company and the women that you serve.
Awesome. And just like how did it make you feel when it went down, when it happened and went up, how did that make you feel? And she'll say, you know, that's when people are beating their chests. It's like, it was awesome.
Was she interviewed for the story?
She was on the CNN Top 10 Heroes every year they do. She was the first one who went up.
But she did video interviews, right? She was on camera?
She was on camera,
Okay,
and
so
it
I
was
have
two
one
actresses.
question.
Do you remember Carly Wheeler?
They're so famous and I can't do it.
Taraji Henson.
Yes, and then one other.
It was Octavia Spencer?
You got it. Well done. So, yeah, so that material's there.
So my question would be, were you happy with your on-camera performance and the message that you delivered? Were you entirely happy with the way it was conveyed and the way CNN packaged and told your story?
I think the the whole story was kind of unexpected, and I was very happy with it because I don't have any other reference, and it kind of gave me that hope that we can expand. We can, instead of having 40 women, we can have 400 women. We can build a factory. But I just have no clue. It was just all organic, and I don't know how to cultivate that.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead.
I just had another question that she can ask is, the main idea of Thistle Farms is their story. That's what that helps them sell. So like, how are you broadcasting your story? Like, what methods are you using to let the world know that you have this story to tell? Like, I think that would be a good question.
That's a great one. Also, you could say, you feel like you've exhausted every way to get the world to know your story. Try and craft the question where you're going to get an answer that's going to be, well, I haven't thought of it. You know, lead her to not feel good. I mean, she can feel good about what she's done, but have a gap between where she is and the ideal. Because you're going to give her the vision in a minute, just in a minute. Okay.
Could you say how many followers you have on Instagram?
You can ask that question, but what's the gap between what's desired, kind of?
Well, how many followers do you have on Instagram?
I don't know. Well,
2,000. How much?
2,000.
13,000.
That's what she has now?
That could be tricky though, because Mary doesn't do digital marketing. She does.
No, I do. I do paid on on social media.
Okay.
So the reach of someone that has 13 million followers versus someone that has 13,000.
And I teach people how to take their TV coverage and then repurpose it on social media with content amplification to make it paid advertising. But
Okay,
the
so that could be
question
great. That could be great if you're establishing baseline of where she is, and then the vision of where she can be.
Yeah.
So that's fine. I mean, that's excellent. Yeah,
Well,
okay.
the question I asked him, and I think it's more for people that have done on-camera interviews and would feel this, because even if you deliver it perfectly, it's how you all felt when you watch, and even me, when you watch the video. What was that sound called? Video, not the ride-along, what's it called?
Oh,
The video
yeah.
recording.
Yeah,
Video
so everybody here has told me like, oh, I hated my, thing in the video. That's how people feel once they actually go on camera and so if they have had a media mention, that's how they felt afterwards. So I want to try and tap into that pain, because part of what we do is teach people how to present better and
So here's an idea for, in this case, her messaging, remember, she's given sermons for 25 years. She it might not be a messaging issue for her, but a distribution and a thing more. Because she's,
she's great at the message.
she's quite skilled
She
at
is,
that.
yeah.
So anyway, so now let's say that in the conversation there's more questions, and Becca is just like, okay, I want to have more, whatever measure of PR. You gotta give her some measure. So give her the vision of the future sometime.
So have you thought about, what it would look like if you did have, just to have, from the social perspective, you guys have such an amazing story, being featured, what would be your dream media outlets to be featured in? I mean, CNN Heroes is amazing. What are some of the other places that you sort of have on your bucket list?
I haven't thought about the outlets themselves. My dream is to actually have the perfect problem to have, which is growing so fast, not being able to satisfy the amount of orders and recognition and love that we're getting from all the people out there.
Okay, that's good. So it's somehow you got to paint a vision. Can anybody think of a vision that you think would be compelling to Becca? Yeah.
I just think you have to go back to the women again that you're helping and just say, what if there were no more issues, with domestic abuse and drug addiction, and you guys were a part of that.
So what if you have all that
Or
solved?
minimizing those issues, you know what I mean?
Okay, somehow it has to come back to what Mary can ultimately do. But yeah, but you could say, is your vision to have, every woman out of trafficking and no more women heading on that path? Yes. Okay, now what's your vision to help solve that? I don't know what that is.
Yeah, and I think awareness can help to alleviate it, but I don't think it can help, I don't think it will eliminate.
So maybe the best vision you can do is say, how about if you're in the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, the blah, 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 the blah, 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 every month? Or I don't know what is realistic.
Yeah.
But that's what you gotta give her, some vision and that you kind of can't say no to, that's realistic though. I mean, I'm with you, yeah, okay. So anybody else have a vision? Yeah?
I think that's it's worth to stress out how much the success of Thistle Farm is based on the success of her as a person. So that's where what you want to do. Like you want to highlight that Crystal Farm is successful because her is famous or is like there. It's important, and I think that's raise this awareness.
And have everybody in the country, everybody in the world be aware maybe.
Yeah.
But also, is it Becca or is also many of the other women, would they be appropriate to be in the PR effort?
Yeah.
So it might be, how would you like to have the same level of awareness of you, Becca, today for 5 of your teammates or something?
Yeah.
So maybe that's, I don't know the vision you can give to it.
What if you could turn that CNN press into X? What would that do for you? You know, something tangible that your business can do, taking advantage of that existing PR. I don't know what that is.
I don't know, it might relate to somebody that you've done the work for already, and you can describe that from where they were to where they are and how that gap was.
Yeah, so do you want to do that in a statement or a question?
A statement.
Okay.
Try it in a question. Even better.
It's harder in a question. I have to
Do the statement. Do the
Okay.
statement. Question.
So one of the things that I've worked with many nonprofits and clients to do is part of the reason that news works and what news is journalists trying to tell the biggest picture possible story through the smallest possible things. And you have an incredibly compelling story. You know that. That's why you've been featured on CNN. But I think really training, your program is so much about training and equipping women with skills. One of the visions that I had when I had this program was for bringing on, having someone who was really busy, who didn't have necessarily the budget to get their message out to the world, but also had a story that maybe they didn't think was newsworthy. In your case, you do have an amazing story.
So, how much is that gonna cost me? Because I don't think I can afford you.
So that is really, this program is designed to actually, I'm not doing the work for you. I'm teaching you and holding you by the hand to do the work. And so really, it's a skill that lasts a lifetime. So once you know how to reach out to CNN or the New York Times, you can do that every month. And so putting the girls through the program to train them to do it with our expert advice, certainly it's not a field you want to be playing in if you don't have the expertise and knowledge to do it.
I think this sounds awesome that I can reach out to CNN myself, but I'm a little skeptical that this is something I can do. Like, it's just a training, it's like a magic wand to me. That's what it sounds like.
What I like to say is it's just like Twitter. Everybody's afraid to use Twitter because it feels so intimidating. It's simple. It's 140 characters. And really, news is the same way. Now, you do have to understand the difference between paid, owned, earned, and social media. And that's what I walk people through and really equip them with skills. Not only the skills, but then also the connections. Because one of the things that we do is we do give you warm contacts and introductions to media insiders and really let you inside their brain to understand how to properly frame and pitch and craft your message in a way where they're not only going to hear it, but it's going to be sort of taken in a way that's going to make a difference in your business.
Do you have something that you can give to me so that I can ramp up my knowledge on this a little bit? Or can we do a small pilot? Because I really don't know, and I'm not really sure about it.
Okay, stop.
Yeah, at this point, she wants to talk about a testimonial or an actual case study where someone did it by themselves and had some success.
Yeah, that'd be good.
And her website has a few testimonials, so why can't she bring that in at this point?
You could bring that in, and then also it could be, maybe it's not Becca personally, maybe it's, Katrina, well, maybe not Katrina, but there are other people on her staff who maybe, I don't know if that's true, could take it on. So, yeah, I think that's good.
And we actually have a free course coming up called 5 Days to Media Mentions to give you a taste of kind of what it feels like, because that excitement from when you get your first media mention, can be great. But I will tell you too, I've had clients that, their first media mention, even in a magazine that reached millions of people, just was a tiny blip in their business. And so it's really important to understand how to take it further to really make it convert for you in a way that equals sales.
Yeah, that would be great.